Yeah, so this is 2 Kings chapter 17 verse 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, from Cutta, and from Ava, and from Hamath and Sepharvaim, and placed them in the city of Samaria instead of the children of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, right? Right, and the Lord gave this place that they now call America, which we know spiritually it's Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon, right? And Egypt and Sodom, right? Spiritually, right? Because it carries those spirits in this place, and in like manner, they have attempted to do that by calling this place the Great Melting Pot, and bringing many different nations into this place that were meant for the children of Israel, right? Right, or the sons of Israel, really should be sons of Israel, right? Which is the northern kingdom, right? Which eventually they brought the southern kingdom so we could be oppressed together here in America. Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof, right, which were meant for our brothers of the northern kingdom, which the Lord cast them out for sinning against the Most High, right? And this place here, America, is very similar unto that. That's why I wanted to bring this out, right? Because in like manner, right, the Lord's going to do to this place what He did to these heathen who dwelt in the land of Samaria, right? Yeah, first and foremost, the Lord, right, is going to send in the self-proclaimed so-called white man, right? And that's ultimately what He did to the northern kingdom, man. He sent in the Assyrian, right, which those are so-called dark-skinned men in that time, but the self-proclaimed so-called white man come in that same spirit, and that's what they are today. Oh, Assyrian, the rod of my anger. And see, and now they represent the Assyrian. That's the rod of the Most High's anger, which is going to come upon you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, right? And the staff in their hand is my indignation. So the Lord is going to allow them to rise up against you, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians in this land, right? This land that the Lord gave to the northern kingdom, right? Which they were supposed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, which that's what they said they were going to come and do. They're going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, which they never kept in their own land. They're going to go to a further place where never mankind dwelt to keep the laws of what? Of Moses, right? That's what they were supposed to be doing. But they wasn't doing that, and neither are they doing that today, right? Right? And a lot of you southern kingdom are not doing that either, right? The Lord brought you here for punishment, to recognize your offenses against Him, but a lot of you not. You haven't. So the Lord is going to send the self-proclaimed so-called white man after you in the same spirit that He sent the Assyrians. So that's what that represents. And I will send him against a hypocritical nation, which that's you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, man. You guys are hypocrites, man. You'll say you love God. You say you love, you believe in the Bible. You know, you have men of the Lord out there breaking down the Bible in the correct manner, and you don't want to take heed. You want to believe what the self-proclaimed so-called white man taught you, which he has only taught you that he's your enemy, but you fail to recognize that, right? He do a couple of so-called nice gestures, give some Nino Brown shit, like the original Nino Brown. He'll give away some turkeys doing Thanksgiving and give away some bikes during Christmas, and now this guy's a good guy. Now you forgot all the drugs, the rape, rob, and murder, and this guy has put in your neighborhood, the disease, the casting you out, whether if it's reservations or in the hoods, right? Those are all reservations, because they basically separate. Oh, see, that's the hood over there. That's the black neighborhood. Hey, this is the reservation. See, we'll just put them off over here, right? And we'll live in this massive thing. We'll build up high rises and nice neighborhoods and condos and and Neiman Marcus's and build Jaguars and what is it? What's one of them other cars? Rolls Royce car places up and down the street that that regular Jake, or the Northern Kingdom cannot afford, and leave you to wherever you're at. And you're gonna dream and wish you could be over here. And then when you do, if you do make it, they're just gonna move further out somewhere else, and declare that to be their neighborhood, right? Because they really don't like you. But you're a hypocrite, just like this place is a hypocritical place. America, Babylon the Great, right? It's a hypocritical place, but you're hypocrites. And the Lord's going to send a hypocrite against the hypocrites, right? And I'll send him against a hypocritical nation, which you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and against the people of my wrath. I will give him a charge to take the spoils, right? And that's you give them charge to take the spoils, and that's exactly what they're gonna do in these last days. Because you got so-called some people who may know a little bit about what's going on, so they're preppers or what this and that, or even if you're not a prepper, whatever you have in your cabinet, it's gonna belong to whatever military, because things are gonna be cut off, and they're gonna cut you off. The military is gonna take all your food, your goods, till it forces you to cause you to take the mark, right? And it says and to take the prey and tread them down like the mire of the street. So first and foremost, what the first thing is, they're gonna come in, right? Like a flood, man. They're gonna come in like a flood. Yeah. So let me keep going. It says, howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doeth his heart think so, but it is in his heart, right? Which means your mind, lob, right? To destroy and cut off nations, not a few. So this is going to be a worldwide event, kind of basically like what they did under the CV-19. It was a worldwide event, and it's not just going to be cutting off just a few. It's going to be, all over, man. Right? This next time, everybody's going to feel the devil, man. You're gonna know. You're gonna know that there's a prophet. There was a prophet among you, and you're gonna know that there is a physical devil. You're not gonna be looking for some spiritual demon, Satan. You're gonna see him in the flesh, right? You're gonna see his physical counterpart upon the earth through the self-proclaimed so-called white man. You're gonna see him. You're gonna know this man is not your friend, right? Right. So this is Isaiah chapter 59 verse 19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh, right? So the Lord's you're gonna know that, hey, there's a God. You're gonna know that the Most High allowed this to happen. You're gonna know that there's a power, man. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and His glory from the rising of the sun. Because this is all gonna happen all over the world, man. Right? It's not just gonna be in amongst few. It's gonna be amongst many. It's gonna be their desire and within their mind to destroy many nations, man, and many people as they can to get the charagma, right? And that's one of those things that's coming, right? So it says, when the enemy, right, which is your enemy, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, shall come in like a flood, and the spirit of Yahweh lift up a standard against him, and that's for the elect. That's not for everybody. That's only for the elect. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and that's for the elect of Zion, right? To Zion, right, which means memorial. The Lord is going to remember that you were the those first fruit spirits that were created from the foundation of the world, man. That's going to be the memory, the memorial unto them that turn from transgressions in Jacob, right? Because there's a lot of you Jakes, a lot of you Israelites, and you're just a hypocritical nation, man, right? And you don't want to turn from what you're doing, right? Saith Yahweh, man, right? You don't want to turn from what you're doing, and the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai said so. This is what's gonna happen, man. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man, right? Yeah. So this is Psalms chapter 18, verse 4. The sorrows of death compass me, and the floods of the ungodly men made me afraid. Man, they're gonna make you Jakes are very afraid, man. You should have a repented and came back to Yahweh Bashem Shai. But also, what a lot of you, it wasn't meant for you. This is your ultimate punishment, right? Right? You're gonna know it by death by pain, and the sorrows of hell compass me about, and the snares. And so ultimately, this whole thing of them, closing up everything, saying everything's a health scare, everything's about your health, and now they all of a sudden they care about your health, right? When people have been, eating fast food, obesities, things that they'll allow you to eat in other countries that they deem to be illegal, but all of a sudden they care about your health. Why didn't they make those things illegal to be sold in America, just like they did in Europe and some of these other places, China? Some of these things are illegal for them to even sell it to you, right? Selling you paint thinner in your cereals and just all sorts of madness that they allow to have. But now they care about your health, right? So it's all going to be a snare to give you, to put the MOTB in you, right? Right? The snares, which is a trap of death, prevented me. It's going to prevent you from coming to the Most High, man. The way you thought you were good with the Most High, you're going to find out you're not, right? It says, in my distress, right, which is really only talking about the elect, man. In my distress, I called upon Yahweh, and that's what a lot of you are gonna do. But the Most High ain't gonna hear you. He's not gonna hear your prayers, because in the time where the Lord said, "Seek ye the Lord while He may be found," you did not do that, right? And cry unto my power, right? Right. Call upon Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, unto my power, and He heard my voice, and He ain't gonna hear your voice though. A lot of you Jakes, you hypocritical Jakes, you Israelites, you Northern Kingdom, you Southern Kingdom, you Israelites that don't know that you're Israelites, or you're Israelites, and you're playing a game of folly, teaching the congregation wrong. You're gonna cry and you're gonna call out the right names. You may even do it, Shema, Yasharallah. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be out there, man, doing it in perfect tune, because you know the Hebrew, right? But you decided to just do your own thing, right? But for the elect, heard my voice out of His temple, and my cries came before Him, even to His ears. And that's only for the elect, man. You other Jakes are hypocritical nations, and when they think the fear is gonna come upon you, and the Lord ain't gonna listen to you, man. He's not gonna hear you, right? Yeah. So it says Proverbs chapter 1, verse 24, because I have called, ye refuse, because I have called and ye refuse, right? And that's even you Jakes who so-called be in the truth, man. Through the Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramlab, and even the numerous other brothers who broke down, went and took what you did, took it, broke it down right, and the influx and the flood of the truth that's out there from the brothers of GMS and even the brothers of the like-minded doctrine, right? You know, because GMS is just a name, but the whole thing is the truth, man, the right, correct doctrine, man, breaking down the word, you know, rightly dividing the word of truth, man. Plain and simple. That's what it's all about, right? Right? Not telling your congregation to get the hokey pokey. That's not what it's all about, right? You know, hey man, you Jakes you're a hypocritical nation, man. It says I have stretched out my hand, right, in love and compassion through the men of the Lord. This is ultimately the men of the Lord out there stretching out their hand through the word of the Lord. It's not us. It's not of me. I'm just an empty vessel getting filled up by the Spirit, and the Spirit releases what needs to be released out there, man. Right? And no man regardeth, right? And that's what you're going to do, man. And none of you regard it. You're a hypocritical nation, and none of you regard what the Lord has to say, man. So when the flood of Esau comes in, like a flood, hey, when the fear come upon you, hey, but ye have not sat at not all my counsel, right? And some of you have elders, man, like that dude Alazar, man. It's crazy. You could see how much Apostle Har had love for that guy, man. Right? But, you know, it is what it is, man. And Apostle Har still hopes the guy repents. That's the crazy part. But, you know, it is what it is. Now they Hoover Crips and now there's a hell doctrine, and now you can wear your hat, you can have your hair long, you could pop on the Sabbath, you could do all sorts of things, man. Right? Hey, man, it's crazy. I could see, you know, mistakes. The Lord say a man should fall 7 times, a righteous man should fall 7 times and get back up, man. I can see if you slip, you fall, you mess up, blah, 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 you get back up, you repent. That's different. But just blatantly, hey, man, hey, you said not of all my counsel and none of my reproof, man. And ultimately what the men of the Lord is set up to reprove you, man. Right? Apostle Har was set up to reprove you. Instead of going, ha, ha, you're such a great elder, and well, let me know about this elder. Well, what about this brother? You know, you teach it for contention, man. Right? Strife, but hey, even the Apostle Paul said, hey, but the word of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, goeth out, man. It goes forth. Right? It says, also, I will also laugh at your calamities, and will mock when your fear cometh. Hey, man, hey, it's gonna be a fearful thing when these Edomites come in like a flood, man. Okay, yeah, this is Wikipedia. This is Babylon, Illinois. Babylon is an unincorporated community in Fulton County, Illinois, United States. Right? Illinois, Route 9. Right? So when we're speaking of these things, so I'm just showing the spirit. Because why would you name a place called? Why would you call a place called Babylon? Right? Because it's really the spirit that the Lord put the spirit on you people to do a certain thing. Right? So you got a place called Babylon, Illinois, right? Because we call this Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon, and people look at you crazy. Oh, wait, this is Babylon? Yeah, this is Babylon, man. So what? Oh, that's just a name, but you forget the spirit of the Lord. The Lord put the spirit on a man to declare it. So you could see that this is in America, in the United States, And this is a place just called Babylon. Why would you call it that? Right? Remember, Babylon was supposed to be a bad place, a bad thing, according to the Bible, especially this being a a um a Bible believing place, right? Right? And that's a long ride of those Bible Belt believing people that's out there. You know, it's pretty close. You know, that Midwest, down south Bible believing so-called Bible Belt people who supposed to believe in the Bible like real heavy, right? But there's a Babylon, Illinois. Here it is. This is Wikipedia on Memphis pyramid, right? This is Memphis, Tennessee, that has a pyramid formerly known as the Great American Pyramid, a pyramid arena, right? They had concerts, all sorts of things. Now known as Bass Pro Shop. Bass Pro Shop basically bought it out, right? The Memphis, Tennessee, and when you go into the Memphis, there used to be a Memphis, Egypt, right? So when we tell you that this place is spiritually Babylon and spiritually Egypt, they have physical telltale signs, right? that give you that the understanding. It says it is a pyramid-shaped building located in downtown Memphis, United States, at the bank of Mississippi River, right? Built in 1991 as a 20,142 seat arena. The facility was owned and operated jointly by the city of Memphis and Shelby County. Sold its share to Memphis in April of 2009. No, blah, whatever. But yeah, it was meant to be an arena. It held concerts and all sorts of different things. Downtown Memphis. And Memphis was also what known as Memphis, Egypt, right? So you have that here in America. And they have a pyramid, which is known for what? Egypt. Just like you have on the back of your dollar bill. A pyramid, right? Yeah, so this is Wikipedia. New Canaan, Connecticut, right? New Canaan, Connecticut, right? It says is a town in Fairfield County, Connecticut, United States. So I did all that to say this, right? New Canaan, which is America, Babylon the Great, Babylon, like I showed you, it's Babylon, Illinois, right? Which is spiritually Babylon, which is also spiritually Egypt, which we showed you, a place called Memphis, right? Tennessee, which there's also a Memphis, Egypt, right? Which is showing you the spirit of this place, which is also a representation of Samaria, right? Because in old Samaria, which is the land of Canaan, where they ripped our brothers out from the land, which was brought on by the Lord, true enough, right? But the point is, that was old Canaan. This is new Canaan, which is going to happen again. The Lord is going to send in the Assyrian, right, which is the self-proclaimed so-called white man, to come down upon you with great wrath, man. Right? And this time when you're getting shipped off, you're getting shipped off to these concentration camps. You're not gonna get taken to, to their land, and he said, well, we're going to take you to a land that's like your own, filled with milk and honey and good things and this and that. But then they were like, we're not going to dwell here. We're going to dwell in the land whenever mankind dwelt and keep the laws of Moses, which they didn't do, right? Which you're still not doing. You're a hypocritical nation, right? So I'm just showing you how this is all playing out even here, right? In New Canaan, right? Where the Assyrians going to come down. This is, the Bible Amplified version. And, I mean, it's pretty much the same verse, which is 2 Kings 17 and chapter 17, verse 24. And it's basically talking about how the Assyrian brought men from Babylon and from Kutta and Ava and Hamath and, Spephinum, right? And the city of Samaria. And Samaria represents what? New Canaan, right? The land that the Lord gave the natives, right? What you call America today, right? Because that's what this represents today as New Canaan, right? And now it's also what? Babylon. It's also Egypt, right? The place to where our bondage was Egypt, right? A place of violence, right? The anger of the Lord is in the hands of the Assyrians, which is the self-proclaimed so-called white men, which bring forth indignation, means it's righteous what judgment, right? So I mean, I've done all that because basically that's what America was for the natives at one point, with Samaria, and symbolizes Samaria, right? Because that's where the northern kingdoms, and now the northern kingdoms here in Arzareth, right? People, right? When it says then it says and settled, right? Which goes into what were they? Colonizers, settlers, colonizers. And they settled, and that's what happened to America. You had a bunch of colonizers come, right? Settlers, so-called settlers, right? And all these different countries, and now all these different people are the melting pot, right? In Samaria, in place the sons, in the place of the sons, right? Because it's like we always say, instead of children of Israel, it should have said sons of Israel. In the place of the sons, the people of Israel. See, and possessed Samaria, like what they did to America. They took it over, placed the natives in the reservations. You know what I mean? Conquered it, enslaved us, did all these things, and put you off on the reservations, the certain ghettos and certain places, and put you in a very low land. That's this place, the valley of the shadow of death, right? Matter of fact, they put that kata.
Strong's H 3575. Kuth.
Right.
Second entry. Kutha.
Kusa. Right. And
Sargon.
Yeah. So it says the place from which King Sargon of Assyria imported colonists or colonizers, right? Right? Into Israel, right? Which that's right? Samaria, which was Israel, it was the land of Israel, a land of the northern kingdom, right? Which were all Israelites, but that was still the land of the northern kingdom, which is called Israel. And the southern kingdom was called what? Judea. Or Judah. Or they would call them Judeans. Right? Which would be Judah, Benjamin, and Levi would be called Judeans. But even though there were 3 different tribes. Right? Right? So, you know what I mean? So this is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thus shall tell them that thus saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. In fact, I'm going to go up real quick. Because it says, then said Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai unto me through Moses, and Samuel stood before me. Whoa, sound like Yahweh Shai, right? When Yahweh Shai, that happened to Yahweh Shai on the mountain of transfiguration, right? Right? And it says, stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards this people, cause them, cast them out of my sight, right? So we had to get out of that land. We had to get put out of the land, starting with the northern kingdom, and then what the southern kingdom got put out of the land in 70 AD. But regardless, we had to get put out of the land. So the Lord said, cast them out of my sight, starting with the northern kingdom, right? Which the Assyrians took off the northern kingdom from the land, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Right? So now, hey, same thing now. Now you're gonna say, hey, well, what should we do? Where should we go? What should we? What's the understanding? The Lord is not gonna have the men of the Lord out there any longer, right? Right? We warned you, in the time of Jacob's trouble is fastly approaching, right? So this is, you know what I mean? This is fair warning, as it is already. It says, and then thus shall tell them, thus saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rekakwadash, such as are for death to death, man. All you that deserve death immediately is going to die immediately. But the Lord preserved the wicked for the day of destruction. He's going to preserve some of you for the ICBM missiles, right? And such are for the sword to the sword. See, and that ICBM missile is a sword. So the Lord could preserve you for that final sword, for that sword that'd be bathed in heaven, man, right? Such are for the sword to the sword, and such are for the famine to the famine. And some of you are gonna die by famine, and famine is a horrible way to die too, right? But to be preserved by the Lord, just to get that sword that is bathed in heaven, the ICBM missile. Hey man, I mean the Lord was completely angry with you, right? And you're pretty wicked too if you die by famine. You just probably wasn't wicked as the person who died by the ICBM missiles or by the laser beam from the chariots, man. Well, the Lord said, I want to get you myself, right? Right? I want an angel, one of the angels of the Lord to purposely ride over you with the chariot and zap you, man. Wappo zappo, like the apostles always say, man. Turn you into powder, man. Right? Because the Lord is angry with you, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. He's going to send this self-proclaimed so-called white man unto you. And such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And see, this time you're not going into slavery like you did under the Assyrians or under the Babylonians or under the Greeks, right? Or under this self-proclaimed so-called white man, right? We're not going to go into slavery like that. This time you're going into concentration camps, which is slavery too, because basically, but it's not going to be the same way. This time the chains are going to be digital, right? Because what are they calling this thing called? This digital dollar is called a blockchain, right? So you are going to be in captivity, right? But not the same way. It's going to be digital. You're going to be debt slaves. Blockchain, digital, Karagma, Karax, and Grapho, right? And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. The sword to slay, the dog to tear. Hey, and um, some of those people, they said some of them, they might think that they were saying there is no such thing as a black panther out there, and they might confuse it for a bear. I mean, a dog, right? But you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out whether if it was a black leopard or something like that. The lady was saying sometimes leopards could be fully black, right? Such are and the dogs to tear, which basically be all sorts of animals, dogs, right? You have your domestic dogs, but they're going to be starving. So these domestic dogs, animals, cats, they're going to turn into another thing, man, right? And that was already happening over there in Israel, over there in Gaza. They were saying that the dogs and even the cats were eating the people over in Gaza, right? Eating the dead bodies. And the fowls of the air, right? The birds and the beast of the field. See, a black panther, and then even like that lady said, some maybe it escaped, and there's going to be a lot of escaped exotic animals, and then people just in general. You got simple people like what's his name, Mike Tyson, and all these other people, you know, who thought it was cool because you're rich and you have money, you could just you could just buy these exotic animals. Well, what are you gonna do in that day when you can't have the upkeep of that exotic animal? People, you're just gonna let it go loose, or you're just gonna leave it, and that thing's gonna break free, or something's gonna happen, and those animals are gonna be out free, eating up the dead bodies, right? Because your body's gonna be on the ground for the fowls of the air and for the beast of the earth to devour and destroy, man, to eat you up, man, right? Yeah, so this is Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 32. Therefore, behold, which means feast your eyes, look, pay attention. The days come, right? That's what's coming, man. This is what's coming. The Lord's going to use the self-proclaimed so-called white man to rip you to shreds, basically starve you out, all sorts of different things that's going to happen, man. It says that he's going to rip you out of your houses and leave you without a house, right? And a lot of you ain't gonna know what to do, right? You ain't gonna know that the Lord said be a pilgrim, right? Right? You're not even gonna have the faith for it, right? A lot of you not. It says, yeah. So therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, that it shall be no more be called to Fa, nor the valley of the sons of Hinnomah, but the valley of the slaughterer, right? And that's who's coming, man. The slaughterer, Esau Edom, man. He is the slaughterer, right? For they shall bury into fought till there be no place, right? And then and really, yeah, they may at the beginning, things may happen where you get to bury someone, but pretty soon it's gonna happen so fast that it's gonna be no time to bury anybody, right? Right, and their carcasses, and the carcasses of this people shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth, right? Because there's gonna be no place. They're gonna keep burying until there's no place for you to be buried. You're gonna have all these mass graves, and then after that, there ain't gonna be no place to even put you in a mass grave. So there's gonna be just dead bodies all over the place, right? Right, for the fowls of heaven and for the beast of the earth, and none shall fray them away. Then nobody's gonna be able to hey, get away! Don't do that to them. You know, let's go and take them to then get them bombed and put the makeup on and put the nice things on, man. And you're not gonna have a beautiful, nice, good funeral. You know, all this. Well, everybody dies. You know, yeah, everybody died, but everybody gonna die gruesome, man. Right? Most of these other people, they die and they're gonna be able to, which happens from the body is to be present with the Lord anyway. But a lot of you, I mean, you fear death, man. You fear a lot of these things, man. But your fear is gonna come upon you, man. Think about it, man. Ain't nobody gonna take your body to the morgue where it gets some makeup on and embalming fluid and this and that. No, it's for the beast of the field, man, the beast of the earth, and no one's gonna frighten him or push him away, right? Then I will cause to cease from the cities of Judah, right? What's talking about the three tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, which is Judea, right? Southern kingdom. And from the streets of Jerusalem, right, which is the northern kingdom, right? You so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Mexicans, so-called Native Americans, right? The voice of mirth, right? All that gladness, all that happiness, this and that. I'm a weed smoking demon, all that popping. I got guns. I got money. I got women. I got all that. All that ain't gonna matter in that day, man. When you can't feed yourself, when you have to run from a lion and run into a bear, right? Yeah, right. And the voice of gladness. See, that's the definition of mirth, being all glad and all this other stuff, gladness. And the voice of the bridegroom, which that's who we represent in a sense, the voice of the bridegroom, right? Which is Yahweh Shai, which is the scriptures. And then the Lord's going to shut up the prophets. They're not going to be speaking out there anymore, right? And the voice of the bride, and that's us. We're actually the bride. So we're not going to be out there anymore. You're not going to hear the voice of the bridegroom, nor are you going to see the bride, right? You're going to see the voice. You're not going to hear us out there speaking anymore, man. You ain't going to see us. We won't be out there being pilgrims, man, getting low, right? For the land shall be desolate, man. This place is going to get tore up from limb to limb, from place to place, right? End to end, right? And then just pointing it out, because that's what this place was like. Because this was really actually the land that the Lord gave the northern kingdom, which is our brother's land, which we're Israelites also, right? The southern kingdom. So this is basically what even the self-proclaimed so-called white man understood, that this was New Canaan, right? But then he brought that other spirit with it, Babylon, Memphis, which is Egypt, right? Which you even got the Phoenix. Phoenix is another place that was in Egypt, right? So you got all these different spirits that come with it, right? And it says, and this is 2 Kings chapter 17 verse 25, and so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they fear not Yahweh, right? And this place has no fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, right? They fear not Yahweh. They fear not Yahweh Shai. That's why now Yahweh Shai is really Yahweh. And we never knew the name of the Father. We don't know the Father, but the Yahweh Shai, right? Or what they call JC is the same person, right? Therefore, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, which is not the same person, sent lions among them, which slew some of them, right? Hey, put them to death, man. So with all that, I'm going to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. To the elder apostles in Connecticut. To the bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching the truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect. The elect, hey, shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence on the Bible ball. Kwam Yashara.